back to the earth as you come all the way back to your alignment. Check in with your body language. Let's take our strap. You're going to wrap it around your hands. Now, again, this is going to be different for everyone. You might have to adjust it for your comfortability. I like to open it as wide as I can. You have to be in alignment though. We don't want to do this with compression anywhere. This whole idea is that we warmed up the body, now we're going to stretch, do some stretching. So find your alignment, activate those legs, abdominals, and you bring the arms forward and back. Again, your comfortability. Might need to adjust those straps. So we're just bringing, so this will give you a good idea about do you have full rotation in your shoulder? And if you don't, again, just recognize maybe just come this far. Just get a little bit of movement. A little bit of movement goes a long way. No movement, if you don't move it, you lose it, but it's how you move it. How do you move it? Pain is an indication something's is off, maybe doing too much, not doing it correctly. If you keep aligned and you keep aware of how your body's feeling, you should be able to protect yourself from any sort of injury. But you have to pay attention to your body language. Now, above the head, we're going to lean over to one side, do a nice side stretch here. Again, do what you can. Try not to bring that forward. You want to keep your body in alignment as you're doing. Again, a little goes a long way. Maybe this is it. Maybe you can come over more. Just going from side to side. Then back to center, one arm is down, one arm is up. Back to center, one arm is down, one arm is up. And then release. We're going to take the strap behind us and bring it together so it's smaller. And then you have to be in alignment for this again. And then you just move the shoulders towards each other, move the arms away from your back. Now, some of you might be able to come all the way forward. Again, your comfortability. So I just wanted to show you what you can do with the strap. You can have it out in your counter maybe somewhere and try to use this as, whenever you feel like you need it. Let's take the strap in the front and again, align, and then you just simply twist from side to side. So this is what you can do with the strap, side to side. I can do a little video on just using the strap for the upper body. I'll do that today and send that out to everyone if you want to do this on your own. So this is a nice gentle way of twisting and then release. I'll show you another one. Take the strap in your left hand, bring it behind you, and then take your right arm and grab a hold of the strap. Some of you might be able to bring your fingers together. You don't have to, but that's also a nice opening for the arms. And then we'll do the other side. Take the strap, bring it behind you. And then we'll release. Let's release the strap. So a few things you can do. Let's take the left arm in front and then take your right arm underneath the elbow and just bring it over to the side, opening up the outside of the shoulder joint. And then we'll do the other side. Other side of the shoulder joint. And then release. Let's start working the cervical vertebrae, moving that around. Let's separate our legs. Again, try not to collapse in the arches. Bend the knees, hands on thighs. As you inhale, you're going to look up, you're arching back. Now you can do this on a chair too. Chairs in front of you, bring the hands to the chair. And then you round the spine, bringing the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under. So we're just going slowly forward and back, getting some movement in the cervical vertebrae. Body language, how is this feeling on your spine, on your back? Inhaling, arch as you exhale, round. Inhaling and exhaling. Now roll up one vertebrae at a time, stacking each vertebrae on top of each other around the shoulders. King draws its sword. Taking your left hand out, bringing your hand right behind your head, and the right arm comes behind your back, similar to what we did before. Soft knees, align your body, tuck your tailbone under, and then press both elbows back Take a couple breaths here. And then you're going to turn your gaze over to your right as both elbows come back. Now you're going to look down at your right foot. So there's a little bit of a side bend here. And then you look up, another side bend here. King draws its sword as we come back to center. Switch, king draws its sword. Press both shoulders back, both elbows back. Then we're tucking that tailbone. And then we take our gaze over to our left. Opening up our cervical vertebrae. We're going to look down at our left foot, opening up the side body, and then look up towards the ceiling. And then release. We're going to switch sides. Right arm behind. King draws its sword. You're going to take your gaze over to your right, looking down at your right foot, looking up at the ceiling. Now we're going to take this into a little bit of a twist. Take that right foot out just a tad, come off your left heel, and you twist over to your right. And then back to center. King draws its sword on the other side. Press both elbows back. Soften those knees, tuck your tailbone under. Gaze comes over to your left, looking down at your left foot, looking up at the ceiling, back to center. Bring that left foot out just a tad, and you start to twist. Right heel comes off the floor, and you twist to your left. And then back to center, and then release. Separating heaven and earth, we come into our alignment. We have this wonderful chi ball. We're going to take the right hand down, the left arm hand is up, so the ball is like this. So my right hand is up, my left hand's down, and then we sit, it's called separating heaven and earth. So the left hand is down, the palm faces down, and my right palm is facing towards the left, separating heaven and earth. Again, opening up all these meridian lines as we come back to the ball. We switch the ball, and then the left arm is up, the right arm is down, separating heaven and earth. You've got to come into that body alignment so everything gets nice and stretched. Switch the chi ball, separating heaven and earth. Now we're going to lean over to the left side. You're creating some space between your hips and your ribs, between the ribs and the arm. Now we're going to separate both palms of the hands again away from each other. Try not to tip forward though. Try to keep everything in the side alignment. And then we come back to center. Switch the ball and switch the side. No, wrong side, sorry. Left hand is up, right arm is down. And then we're going to lean over to our right, separating some space, creating some space between that hip and the lower ribs, between the upper ribs and the arm. And then release both palms for a deeper stretch. So these are all the gallbladder meridians that we're working on here for all these stretches. And then release. We're coming to a twist, twisting that liver. Soft knees, and we're just moving the arms from side to side like a heavy coat sleeves. Just going back and forth, twisting the upper body. Don't move the feet though, just move the arms from side to side. Now if you want to go further, then you can bring the cervical vertebrae all the way around. So it's a really nice wringing out of the spine. Moving the spine in all 4 flexions, forward and back, side to side, and a twist. So we just did all of the flexions and then slowly release. So we're going to work on the lower back, working the lower back, separating the legs fairly wide. Find your alignment. We're going to stretch our fascia, separate the fingers, come onto the toes if you can, stretching that back body fascia. Clap the hands, crane speak, out to the side, really feeling that stretch through the wrists and the fingers. Move the pillars away. So really start to move through the palms as you soften the knees, let the fingers stretch out all the way out through the fingers, and then we round. We fan the fingers, rotate the wrists, Really nice on those joints. Backs of the arms and hands come together. This is called coming up your buttons. And again, you can do this sitting if you like. We're going to take this into a half forward fold. Bring your belly towards the back of your spine. Protect your low back. And you're looking forward, you're looking forward, you're looking forward. And then we slowly come up, offering the fruit back onto the toes. Stretch that fascia, drop the heels, clap the hands, crane's beak out to the side. Push the pillars away from each other, all the way out. Backs of the arms and hands come together, up the buttons, and now come forward. Now, if you feel comfortable enough to go all the way to a complete wide angle forward fold, then do so. If not, just stay halfway. You can bring your hands to your thighs. Again, you can also use a chair, and then you just go from side to side. So we're opening up the liver meridian, and we're opening up the gallbladder meridian in the legs. So these stretches are not just stretches. We're working on these meridian lines, getting some of those blockages out of the body. It's all about releasing tension out of the body, just going from side to side. You can do this lower if you like. Again, everybody's body is different. Some of you might want to go right into a lunge if you wanted to do that. This is a good place to do it. Again, only if you know how to do that, and you want to do that, when you come into your lunges. Just want to show different things that you can do. And to come out of this, bring your hands to your thighs, arch the back a little bit, and then round up, stacking each vertebrae on top of each other. Noticing how you're feeling. And then come back to your mountain. Align your body. Body language, how does your body feel? Maybe you want to do another rotation. I need to do another rotation because I've got that kink in my hip. So I'm going to do another rotation. We're going to come into a full forward fold. Real careful with forward folds. If you'd like to use a chair for your forward fold, this is very helpful. What you would do is first, let's come to our mountain. You always want to come to your mountain, align your body. We're going to gather the sun to touch the earth. So we'll do a couple of these, warming up the body, gathering the sun. Then we're going to scrub our liver. And there's going to be movements here this spring where we're doing a lot of punching, scrubbing. So just to kind of get familiar, we're scrubbing liver, gallbladder. Bring your hands to your low back. So this is where gathering the sun to touch the earth. There's a little bit of a back bend, just a little bit. You start to come forward, align and activate your abdominals. You can bring your hands right here on the chair and work from here. If you're tight, this might be it for you today, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe drop the head forward. If you want to come further, then you start to come further, maybe bringing the elbows, dropping the head forward. Some of you might be able to come all the way forward. Now, I can't today because I've got this strain right here in my hip, so I'm not going to go that far. But just doing this for me, I feel the stretch. Back body stretch is so important because if you have any low back, if you have any issues in the shoulders and in your neck and in your back, that's because everything's tight in the back of your body. It's like one big rubber band from the foot all the way over to the hands. If you can get that whole body open, the whole back body open and the fascia warmed up, it really keeps the life of your spine. But you have to work slowly towards that because it's an area that most people are very, very tight. But you slowly do it. And the consistency is what helps to, we're like a rubber band. When it gets dry, it snaps. Aging is about drying out. And we're trying to get fluids moving. We're trying to hydrate our body. And then we stretch it and we're more pliable. So forward folds, work slowly on that. Again, we have to do this daily because the body just it breaks down very quickly and it doesn't rebound quickly. So we have to consciously do stuff every day to get the body ready for aging. Hopefully we age a really long time. Come back to your alignment, noticing how your body's feeling at this time. Let's do a little sway. Releasing any tension, you know, maybe a little bit looser here. We're going to start to come into a flow. And we'll come into swimming dragon. Palms of the hands come together. Elbows are out to the side. Try not to squish the shoulders up. Soften the knees. And then we dip down to, let's come down to the left side. You come up and you dip down again. So we're creating a figure 8. We're coming up and we're going down. Now you can start to bring the feet into it. So I'm coming onto my toes and then I drop my heel. I come over to the left, I'm on my left toes. When I come down, I drop my heel. I come up to the right side, I'm on my toes, I drop my heel and I come over. So you start to feel this figure 8 in the entire body. It's a wonderful movement to do, to really get some more fluidity in your system. We're very rigid in our movements. And that rigidity is what crunches us up. And even when we're standing, and I talk about alignment, that might seem rigid, but there's a lot going on there. You're aligning the energy, you're aligning your bones, you're aligning your organs, kind of fitting a puzzle together. That's not stagnant. That is very energetic, actually. So there is a difference between standing stiffly and standing with relaxation. Big difference. And there's a big difference in energy. There's a difference in calm energy, and there's a difference in tension energy, hyper energy. Energy is a really interesting subject, and it's all part of this practice. Understanding how energy moves through us, how it can release with simple movements, with standing, sitting, letting that energy move through your body. And then we'll release back to center. Do any kind of movement you feel like you do before we come into. So I'm going to do a little shaking here before we come into some flow. You want to release some tension or tightness. Body language, where are you feeling the tightness? Let's release some of the tightness. Let's come into standing in a river. Feet are about hip width apart, really grip into that earth, into the bed of the river. Push those feet away from each other in the bottom of the bed of the river. And then the palms come out to the side and you're pushing the water, your hip height in the river. And you're pushing the water away from your hands. So you're pushing forward, you're tucking that tailbone under, and you're standing in a river. And maybe you can close your eyes or imagining any areas of your body being washed away. Any tension, letting the river is warm, it's a sunny day, and it's just rushing gently through your body, releasing any tightness or any kind of gripping you might be carrying. You know, what kind of load are you carrying? You want to release it and find a lightness of being, letting the water just wash through you, washing any tension, any disturbing thoughts, anything that grips you, that bites you. You want to release it, feeling that flow, that steadiness, also standing in the river. At the same time, you're feeling the flow through your body, feeling this energy moving through your body like a river going down a stream, maybe sitting in a raft and just floating down, very gentle river as the water washes over you and releases anything you don't want to hold on to or grip. And then we'll release. Standing on a boat. Shifting into the heels, tucking the tailbone under. Inhaling, Phoenix rises from the flames. The arms come out to the side like banners in the wind. And as you exhale, you shift into the heels and you drop the arms down as you tuck the tailbone under side view. Inhale, coming forward on the ball mounts of my feet. As I exhale, I shift into the heels, tuck my tailbone under. Inhale, it's feet, the waist, and the arms. So the feet start to move. The waist directs the movement, and the arms are the expression of the movement. So we're inhaling, rising from the flames. Phoenix rises from the flames. Exhaling, release. So there's this flow, like in a hose. All the knots are released. The flow is moving through you. Your energetic flow is moving through you. Any pain that you might have is just releasing, relaxing. The muscles are relaxed, but you're also stable at the same time as we're moving and flowing, feeling this connection of flow. What does that feel like? How to feel if you could just flow through your life, feeling unimpeded, feeling no pain, no stagnation, just a complete flow. The whole body's moving here. And then let's bring the arms in front. As we inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, shift into the heels. When you lift your arms up, fingers, can you feel some tingling in the fingertips? As you exhale, can you feel your heart beating? Inhale, feeling tingling in the fingertips. Exhale, feeling your heart beating. Inhale, rising up, feeling the tingling in the fingertips. As you exhale, you shift into the heels, feeling your heart beating. Inhaling, tingling. Exhaling, releasing. We're going to add one more thing here. As you inhale, bring the tongue to the roof of your mouth. As you exhale, drop the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Leave your lips closed while we're doing this. Inhale, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale, release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Inhaling, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Exhale, shift into the heels. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth, creating moisture. Creating moisture in the mouth, and then you swallow that moisture. So now your mouth is moist, your hands are pink, your feet are warm. Shifting into this flow, this ease of movement, ease in your body and your mind. And return back to your mountain. Now, how do you feel? Let's cross the left ankle over the right, cross over the ankles, engage your inner thighs, backs of the hands and arms touch. You cross over the wrist either way, interlace the fingers and scoop it in. Take a few deep breaths here. Bring everything in, all that energy is swirling through you. You're rooting down through the legs, you're lengthening up from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, connecting to heaven and earth. In our habitat, our natural habitat, we live between heaven and earth. This is where we live. This is where we breathe. This is where we thrive. And then switch, bring that weight on that left foot, cross over your ankles, engage, unwind the hands, cross over the other side. Crossing over is really good for the whole system. It's a system ready for your day, your brain. We also move the fluids so we don't have a dry head. You don't want a hot head. You want a cool head. You want the temperature cool in the upper body and warm in the lower body. That regulates your internal thermostat. Take a couple of breaths. And now we want to engage our nervous system, quieting it down, bringing one hand to the back of your head, to your occiput bone, where the vagus nerve starts, and then the other hand comes to your forehead. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths here, quieting down your nervous system for the day. Into that peaceful calm that you've all experienced at one time in your life. Just tap into it. The hands up behind your head, bring it to your heart as we make this heart and brain connection. We're not just our brain, we're not just our body, we're not just the energy, we are all of it as humans. Then taking the hand from your forehead, bring it to your second brain, which is your belly. Rest and digest system. The vagus nerve quiets down the rest and digest. Find that peace. Dig down deep, find it, live it, feel it. And then the hand that's on your heart, bring it to your belly. And then we sway like a bamboo in the wind, letting go of any tension or gripping And if there's still left, if your body language is telling you you're still tight, you're still gripping, then when we're done with the class, maybe go back in and find your peace. And then quiet down into the mountain. Stand like a mountain, flow like a river, move like the wind. Stand like a mountain, flow like the river, and move like the wind. As you root down, we gather again. We gather this energy on the hands, taking this energy above us. Maybe mix the two. Bring the palms of the hands together, slide them to your heart, creating a union of your body and your mind and your breath and your energy. You're wide open here. Open up to the lotus flower. Today, I invite into my life. Whatever you need today, invite that in. Today, invite into my life. And then close your womb, protect your energy source. As we come back to our sitting where we began, this helps to integrate all of this movement and this practice. Find your seat, feel your feet touching the floor, your sit-bones touching the chair. Close your eyes. And the stillness that we come into overcomes movement. Stillness overcomes the movement. Because when you stop moving, the body begins to move itself. We created the movement and the vibration and the activation and the stimulation. And when you stop moving, the body begins to move itself. The energy will move. You will realize there's a tremendous amount of life going through you. Once you tap into this energy source, through the movement and through the breath and through the relaxation, you will realize there's a tremendous amount of life running through you like an electric cord to a light bulb. Without tapping into this source, the light bulb starts to get dull, doesn't react. So the energy is moving through you, feeling your blood moving, feeling your fluids moving, feeling your heart beat. You're a live, breathing organism. Fully aware, fully awake. Energy is moving through you. We'll end this session with 3 rounds of Om. The practice of chanting Om is peace. It's a reminder vibrationally to create peace first within ourselves. So the first Om is for us. This peace doesn't start unless it starts with us. Feeling that sense of peace. We can't talk about it until we feel it ourselves. 2, we send the peace out into the world. And 3, into our community or anybody who needs it that you know. And then the 3rd is for this world. We're in this together. Let's send out peace. Let's do our little part. We're just sending this vibration of peace out. As we inhale. Hopefully you feel some sort of vibration. Check in with your body language. What's it telling you? As we bring the palms of the hands together, letting this practice bring for you whatever you need today. Thank you for joining me in the sharing of Qi and Namaste.